future Broncos. Welcome back to another episode of Broncos Scoop. I'm your host, Deicy Lemus, a fifth-year architecture major here at Cal Poly Pomona and a student assistant at Project Caminos in the Office of Student Success. Thank you for joining us for this new episode of Season 4. On today's episode, I will be giving you the scoop on the Educational Opportunity Program known as EOP. I am proud to be a part of EOP, so I have been looking forward to this episode for a very, very long time. But in order to give y'all the full scoop on EOP, I have 3 very special guests joining us today. We have some very special guests joining us today. Can I ask you guys to please introduce yourself and your role at Cal Poly Pomona?
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to whoever is listening to us today. My name is Maria Angelica Ruiz. I serve as the EOP Outreach and Admissions Counselor at Cal Poly Pomona. I am also a proud Cal Poly Pomona and EOP alum myself, true Bronco family. So I'm so happy to be here with you all today and hopefully provide great opportunity and content to learn about the Educational Opportunity Program.
Hey everyone, my name is David Paloma. I'm a 4th-year animal science major with a private emphasis. I'm also a peer mentor for EOP, so a little bit of my role is, I'm like part of the support network for other students. I also try to connect them with different departments across campus and, just being there for them whenever they need someone.
Hi everyone, my name is Samantha and I am a transfer student from Mount San Antonio College. I am a sociology major and this is my first year here at Cal Poly Pomona, so I'm so excited.
Thank you guys so much for joining us. So to start us off, what does EOP stand for and who do y'all serve?
So EOP stands for Educational Opportunity Program. And EOP actually emerged from the civil rights movement back in 1969, taking it way back to our founding fathers it was student-led and campaigns existed and took place so that we can have an opportunity for there to be equity amongst our first generation college students that were also low income. And so this program really gears towards students that have that need, as was I. I was the first in my family to go, and it was a wonderful experience to then have landed here at Cal Poly Pomona to have the opportunity to come to university and have the support.
Yeah, so what types of services does EOP have for students?
Some of the services in EOP are, the advising center or the advisors. Each student is assigned to an academic advisor for EOP. It's an addition to their advisor to their specific department, depending on whatever major they are. Some other services that EOP provides are the learning strategists, which are tutors, but not really tutors. Learning strategists are, students who are trying to help other students build up their own ways to how to study and how to approach different situations related to the academic side of, the university. EOP also provides peer mentoring services, which is, my role here. We're a team of 9 peer mentors. We're located in building 94, which is the same building as the academic advisors. Also, other services that EOP provides are like Summer Bridge. Most of us were part of Summer Bridge. I don't know if Samantha was Summer Bridge, but for transfer. So we're all Summer Bridge. That's a great opportunity for students, first come or transfers to, get a taste of how Cal Poly is. And other services are provided by EOP are like events, so other students get to meet not only staff but other students who are part of EOP, and also just build that connection with other people.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to my EOP advisor, Maria. She is like so good. Anytime I have like any questions, I'm like, Maria, I do not know how to do this. And she's like, I got you. And it's been like that for like the past 5 years. Like I like my advisor for architecture, but they rotate them a lot. And the EOP one, like, it stays. I've met her since Summer Bridge, and because of like that connection, like anytime I have any kind of like academic question, I'm always like she'll know the answer.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have two different locations where students can study, or they can just, socialize if they want to, but also focus on their academic side. We have a study lounge in Building 94, which is located right in front of Leon's offices. I don't remember which room is exactly, but it is really easy to find. It's a pretty big room. It has AC, and it's pretty good. It's different than the library because the library can get really hectic. So this is a place where you can actually focus on your homework, or also just socialize a little bit with whoever is there. But we also have another space in Building 1, second floor, in the Learning Strategies Center, because that location is not only for the learning strategies to help students, but also for students to do their homework if they want to, or just stay there in case they need some help from the learning strategies. So they have them available. But yeah, those are two great places where students can study, as well as socialize a little bit, and just have a little break during the day.
Yes, David hit on all of our services, and I'm going to add just one more, and that is our EOP grant. It's our little bit of our financial assistance to our students, and how we handle our EOP grant here at Cal Poly Pomona. It's a $600 grant for the year, and we issue it primarily, we target our incoming freshmen and our incoming transfer students first. Because we believe that first year is crucial in developing roots and becoming acclimated to the campus. And so we will focus on students in getting that EOP grant their first year. After that, you will have conversations with your EOP advisor about your financial aid package. And are you applying to scholarships? Are you working? Our advisors, as it's already been shared by a couple of folks here, are amazing at their work, at their job. And we really do a lot of conversations. We want to get to know you and your goals, and one of those goals is financial, is having that financial conversation about how are you going to pay for college and how is that going. So definitely the EOP grant is one of the other services that we provide.
Yeah. And even though it's targeted for like your first year, your other years, some of the money like still like applies over. So I remember my second year, I still got like $600 again. And I was like, oh, I thought that we were like done. But sometimes they have like donation money. So
Correct. And it can flow into your second year, maybe into your third, but primarily that first year.
yeah. So what are the eligibility requirements to be a part of EOP?
Okay, so we're getting into the nitty-gritty here. So applicants, the application system is now open. It has gone live October 1st, and we are recording this 13 days in. So students, now is your time to go to Cal State Apply. And that is step number one, is creating an account. When you're creating that account, is to create it with a brand new email. Please do not use your former or your current school, whether it's a high school or community college email. Create a brand new, shiny new email that will be just used for your college applications. You'll create an account and you'll begin to apply. And the EOP application is embedded inside of the Cal State Apply application. Now, our requirements is that, of course, students must be, we target first generation college students, meaning that neither parent, natural or adoptive parent, has earned a 4-year college degree. So if a student, for example, has a sibling that is older and has already completed college, great, awesome. That still makes you a first gen student. Or if you are concurrently enrolled, say your sibling is going to college at the same time or a community college, you are still first generation college student. So there's that example as well. I've also had students say, well, my parent completed an AA degree at community college. Awesome. You are still a first-gen student based on how it's defined, how we define it here at Cal Poly Pomona. So that's one thing. Definitely a California resident or our California Dreamers, our in-state tuition status students can absolutely apply. I encourage you to apply. I'm going to always encourage you to apply. This is also for first-time applicants only. It is incredibly important. Please hear me out when I say the opportunity to participate in the EOP program at the CSU level is only, I repeat, only at the time of admission. And students will get to that question in Cal State Apply that will ask, are you interested in EOP? You have 3 choices. You can say yes and begin your EOP application, start filling it out. You're going to provide us with 2 names and emails of recommenders, and those can be your teachers, professors, coaches, mentors, employers even, perhaps an organization that you volunteered for that can give you a letter or complete the recommendation form on your behalf. Super easy. Everything is online. You don't have to do anything else other than provide their name. And then, of course, monitor that the recommenders are submitting their applications on time. So there's those requirements to applying. All majors are welcome to apply to the EOP program, whether, from any major, all are welcome to apply.
Do you guys also offer help filling out the EOP application to incoming students?
So the nice thing with us is, yes, we do. The answer is yes. We provide, now that we're using more and more of our technology through Zoom, we do offer, there will be a couple of sessions coming up at the end of the month where we are doing one on our own through our EOP admissions office. And then we are also collaborating with Project Caminos on a couple of other sessions as well that are being done online, where we're specifically going to cover the EOP application. So I hope that as you're listening to this, if you're in time to look us up and find out when those sessions are happening, search us on our websites and find out when those dates are through Project. I know Project Caminos on their website has those dates already outlined. So please join us when we can talk specifically and address your questions.
Yeah. So as a student and part of EOP, you guys and I had to apply for this program. Do you guys have any tips on submitting the best application?
Being a first gen is usually related to not having enough information or not having someone to relate to. So I basically did my application without knowing what to do. But I guess the best tip is, just try it. Don't avoid filling out an application just because you don't know how to do it. Try to find someone who can help you. And if you can find someone, then, try watching videos or anything, be resourceful. Just try your best to to fill out that application the best you can. You cannot just, compare yourself to somebody else, another student. As an EOP, I've noticed that we value individuality and how students portray themselves. We want students to be themselves, and that's something that we really look forward to. So, completing that application really shows us who you are a little bit. It gives us a preview of who you are. So the best tip for me would be being true to yourself, and then, just opening up a little bit in those questions that may ask a little bit more information about yourself. So yeah, my tips will be, just be open to fill out the application, and also be open to, share a little bit of yourself so we can relate to you.
Yeah, I totally agree with David. He took all my answers, which is totally okay. As a former transfer student, I was a part of the EOPS program. So when I heard about the Cal States were offering EOP programs, I kind of got nervous because they said like, oh, it's so hard to get into, and that pushed me back to like not apply for it. But then like my transfer advisors are like, it's the same thing, don't worry, just do it. And I did, and I filled out like all the application, the whole like 5 paragraph questionnaire. I was kind of nervous telling my story because I feel weird like telling about myself, but like pushing myself to tell my story about like who I am, like it was really easy. So I felt good after. That's the best tip. Just tell your story.
Really do look for those answers, because in your Cal State application, when you say yes, it'll open up that portal, like I said, and you'll start answering questions for your EOP application. There will be 5 biographical questions, essay questions that we want to get to know you, in addition to the 2 recommenders. And you're like, oh my gosh, this is so much. But quite frankly, I really do hope that the services that we share with you all today will encourage you to apply, because it is totally worth the time. The 45 minutes, the hour, hour and a half, 2 hours that it's going to take you is going to be an investment for the entire time that you are here at Cal Poly Pomona as an EOP student, or at any one of our sister campuses, because all 23 campuses have an EOP program. We're just sharing what the highlights of what our program looks like here at Pomona. But all 23 campuses have an EOP program, and it does take a little bit of time. And I love the fact that the students brought up that factor, because you're not just a number, you are a person. And I think that that's what makes us, so we try to be genuine. We want to get to know you. And that, out of all the services, I mean, for me, being a former as well an alum of EOP, I mean, I hold dear Summer Bridge and my interaction with my EOP advisor, like Daisy shared with me today. I have and still to this day have that relationship with my advisor. So we want to get to know you. We want to hear from you, and how we can serve you. So it really gives us a better picture.
Yeah. So how has EOP helped Samantha and David since you guys started at Cal Poly Pomona until now?
Okay, so EOP has really changed my life. It was a total change from high school to college. As I mentioned before, I was part of Summer Bridge. I was Summer Bridge 2019. And that was like the first opportunity I had to show who I really was, to come to terms and accept myself. And then that really just opened the path to just create different relationships with different people that maybe before I would just try to avoid. I used to be really shy. I used to be really reserved and didn't really want to share a lot of information with anybody. But then Summer Bridge came and I was like, you know what, let's try something new. So EOP has always been a way to really accept myself and grow. From all the different relationships I've made throughout the years, not only Summer Bridge, I've been able to grow as a person and grow as a student as well. Now I'm a peer mentor, so you can see that I'm proud to be an EOP student and that I want to give back to the community. So I guess, just to conclude the question, EOP has really changed my life, and it has allowed me to open up a lot of doors, a lot of windows, a lot of opportunities. And it's always there for me, supporting me. I know that I have a family in EOP, not only with my friends from EOP, but also my advisors. Well, my advisor, but I know most of the advisors. That's something that really is important to me. And that's how EOP has affected my life in a way.
Perfect answer. Surprisingly for me, I just started here, so I'm technically still growing, and I am. So when I first started here at EOP, I actually started this summer in the transfer bridge. So that was an amazing experience. I was kind of nervous because I didn't know how to interact with anyone since pandemic, so I was like, oh no. But overall, it was really good experience. I finally connect with other, specifically transfer students, and it made me feel more comfortable, and I got a little less shy, so that was good. EOP is a really good program, and I wouldn't be like who I am as a college student without the EOP program because I would be totally lost. And with them, they've been guiding me from the start and all the way till I graduate. So I'm really excited. Also, like, it's yeah, I just really appreciate the EOP program. I utilize their tools that they give me, and I will take everything that I can get.
Yeah.
I'd also like to add a little bit of context too, because our audience is probably like, what is this summer bridge and transfer bridge? Like, what in the world? How do I do that?
Yeah.
So as an EOP applicant, when you apply and we receive a complete application, that means your answers to your EOP application, your essay, and your 2 letters of recommendation forms, we will then turn around and once you are officially admitted into the university, we will then extend an invitation for you all to participate in either Summer Bridge or Transfer Bridge. Summer Bridge is a 5-week transition program during the summer before you begin your fall semester for our incoming freshmen. The first 3 weeks, you all get to live with us on campus, or at least this is the model that we've had this past summer, and we hope to continue. But the first 3 weeks, you live on campus, you live in the dorms, and you're interacting with other peers, you're getting to know the staff, you're taking one college level class. Already we're just gonna, dive right into this, and we're gonna keep y'all busy. There are personal development, well-being, counseling, workshops that are taking place. And this is why you see these amazing students speak so well and are so excited to be a part of our program. So that's our summer bridge experience and so much more. Our transfer bridge is the same. It's for our incoming transfer students. It is not a residential program. It is a 3-day program filled again with workshops, because we understand that our transfer students coming in are in a different place in life. They're a little older, a little wiser. They're like, listen, I just want to let's do this, baby. Let's get this in, let's get our degree and move on. But the content is still very, very rich, and we provide both of these transition programs during the summer. So you are invited. It is not a requirement. You could still be an EOP student without going to Summer Bridge or Transfer Bridge. So I want to make sure that that's clear, because it is a commitment, and we do ask for the 5 weeks for the freshmen or the full 3-day program for our transfer students. So hopefully that brings a little bit more clarity to the transition programs.
Yeah, that was my next question. It was about Summer Bridge, and Transfer Bridge. If we could kind of speak on our experience a little bit, because you guys it's a great program, but what do you do during the 5 weeks, right? So you live in the dorms, as Maria explained. When I did it, it was 2 weeks because we were transitioning. But I met my best friend. So okay, let me tell the story. I met my best friend in Summer Bridge before the summer came in. We were dormed together, and we were both like, oh, you're studying architecture. We came in, and I was like, oh, there's not going to be any architects in this program. I'm going to be the only one. And I was like, yeah. And then we got paired up in the same dorm, and I don't know, EOP worked its magic, because we were it was perfectly compatible. We all the same stuff, and we we were match made in heaven. So we've done every studio of architecture together since then. But even beyond her, when we came in, we all the architects kind of found each other. So it was a program of 200, and then it was we knew 6 of us that we're all a part of Summer Bridge, and we're they got to stay in the program. We all have to stay in this together. So we came in through that through that kind of experience thanks to Summer Bridge. But in the actual program, we took that class. I remember mine was the ethnics. Is it still the same class?
It's EWS,
Yeah.
Ethnic
EWS,
and
yeah.
Studies. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I love the professor. We were like playing music outside. It was such a fun class, like to take coming in. I
And
don't
how
know if
much
you-
did it cost you, Daisy? How much?
Oh,
did it
it's all
cost?
free. Yeah.
Hello. Hello.
We forgot to mention the best part. It's all free.
Free.
Like,
It is free, folks.
yeah. I paid for those dorms, like coming in. They're not free when you're like a student, but they're free for those like 5 weeks as an EOP student, which is nice. Yeah, I don't know if your guys' experience of Summer Bridge was different.
Absolutely. So let's say for my experience as a summer bridger, I have two. So I have my summer bridger experience, and I was also part of Summer Bridge this past summer. I was an RA, so I have two different experiences. As I mentioned before, I was Summer Bridge 2019. It was like incredible. I didn't really think I would enjoy it as much. I was really debating on not going to Summer Bridge because, I had family over. I wanted to stay with them. They were visiting from another country. So I was like, you know what? I'd rather just stay home and spend my time with them. But, thanks to my mom, she was like, just take advantage of it and go, experience it. We're not going to pay for housing. So, it's free. Go get those 5 weeks, right? So during Summer Bridge, the program is really structured. So that's something we need to tell the students.
That's
It's school, you're gonna come, you're gonna stay in the dorms, you're gonna get free food. Cool, you're gonna get the free class as well, which gives you a jump start, in your career as a Cal Poly Pomona student, because you're gonna come in fall semester and you already have 3 units. So that's just a little, benefit to your GPA, benefit to your grades, benefit for everything. But there's also the component in which you have to commit to go into all the workshops, go into tutoring sessions, go into office hours with your professor, going to different events. One of the best events for Summer Bridge is the talent show. It's something that students are really looking forward to. And it's really a great event for, bonding as a whole group. Because usually Summer Bridge is a big group. Like I think 2018 was about 150. Because my coworker for this summer told me it was a big group for Summer Bridge. For 2019, I think we were like around 110-ish. And then for this past summer, which was the first time in person since the past 2 years we were online, we had a group of about 80 people. So it wasn't as big as before, but it's still a big group. And, you just get to make friends. You get to interact with different people, not only students, but the staff force, EOP, and also, your RAs and your champions, because we also have students who are gonna, try to guide you throughout the day, who will take you or take the class with you, who will take you to different workshops or, give you a more in-depth tour around campus. So by the end of like Summer Bridge and by the beginning of your fall semester, you will know everything. You will know where the buildings are. You will know where your class is. So you'll become an expert, So people will think that you're like a second year, a third year, a fourth year, but you're a freshman and you already know where you're going and you're walking with confidence. So I think the Summer Bridge experience was like, amazing. It just, yes, it could be tedious because you don't really have a lot of time for yourself to do like your own thing. But at the same time, it gives you a preview of how life in college could be, depending on how much workload you have to deal with, It helps you with like time management, how to, handle relationships from your family, your friends, your faculty, how to navigate school and who to ask questions. So that was my summer break experience. I think I talked too much, so I'm gonna let Samantha talk
No,
about
that
hers
was
now.
that was chef's kiss right
Yeah.
there.
I forgot about the talent show. How could I forget about it?
It's the best.
It's the best.
It's okay. No, I understand. But I didn't have summer bridge. I had summer bridge at my community college, but since I'm a transfer, I experienced the transfer bridge. Oh, I would first like to say, we're not dorming in for transfer bridge. It's only commuting, so 3 days commuting, going home, and then come back the next day. So that was a good experience. I enjoyed it a lot, especially this year again. It was the first time they brought it back in person. So I don't know how they did it on Zoom, but it was really nice experience it in person. We got like free t-shirts, we got free food. We learned like all the Cal Poly Pomona resources, like what they offer in the whole campus. So that was really exciting. We got to know each other more, like what other transfer universities, I mean, what other transfer community colleges they attended, and we were just getting to know each other. I feel like the difference between like summer bridge and transfer students, us transfer students, we're like ready to grind. We're like already thinking about graduating grad school. We're already thinking ahead, and that's the best part. We're just ready to push it, and it's really nice to like see each other and get to know each other. And I also made best friends from that program. We're meeting tomorrow to eat, so I'm excited for that. And I just made really awesome friends, and I couldn't appreciate it more.
Yeah.
That's it.
I'd like to
I
add a little
forgot
bit
to
of
mention
context
something.
too.
I forget to mention something really quick.
Yes,
So for
please.
summer bridge, yes, it's 5-week program, but 3 of the weeks is dorming, and 2 weeks are commuting.
Right.
That's something different depending on the student, because we do offer the whole 5-week stay in for students who are far away, like coming from different places, and they don't really have a way to come to school during those 2 weeks. But summer bridge wants to show the students how it feels to be part of the housing portion and also the commuting portion, because not a lot of people will be housing for the 4 years or even the house at all. So they want to give the experience of staying on campus, checking out the dorms, going to the dining hall, all of that for 3 weeks for everybody. But then those people who are closer or have a way to come back, as a commuter, then we let them come back every single day, commuting for the last 2 weeks of a portion of the program. So that's something I wanted to add, because it's not the same experience for everybody, because some people will, just take the whole opportunity and try to stay the 5 weeks if they are able, if they're coming from far away and they don't have a way to come, then we provide that too. But some other students, live the 3-week in dorming experience and also the 2-week commuting experience. So that gives them a little bit of practice of how to commute for fall semester.
Yeah.
Again, well said. Thank you for adding that, David, because it's true. And it's all about communicating, letting us know. We will have an information meeting. So in regards to summer bridge, specifically because it does have that residential component to it, we do ask that students attend a summer bridge information meeting before they make that commitment for themselves and with their family, because it is a commitment. And again, our freshmen are in a different place in time and life versus our transfer students. And that is part of the reason why it's not residential versus residential for both different transition programs. But again, Samantha was like, we're just ready to rock and roll here. We're ready to get this done. Our freshmen are different. It's just different. I did want to add a little bit of context as far as numbers, just to give you audience a perspective. Our campus currently is about 27,000 strong campus-wide students. That's quite a bit. And our EOP student population is roughly a little bit over 2,200. So we've got our little familia, our little ducklings of EOP students are, it's just 2,200 of us. And we do our very best through our EOP services to connect with all of our students. There's, for example, a monthly newsletter that goes out to all EOP students, freshmen all the way up to graduating seniors, letting you all know what's going on to stay connected. And as far as our transition program numbers, they do vary, obviously, year to year, but we do target about 120 students for Summer Bridge. But again, it could change. Some years it's been less, some years it's been more. Some years the residential program is 3 weeks. With Daisy, the residential program was 2 weeks. So it depends on what's happening in the world, what's happening with our campus. So we just want you to all to know that, again, being a part of these transition programs means that you must apply to the EOP program.
So what is your guys' favorite EOP memory?
I think you know my answer. It's Summer Bridge. I loved Summer Bridge. My first experience, it was amazing, and I wanted to be an RA for the very first time. I applied to be an RA for Summer Bridge 2020, but we had gone to lockdown. It was difficult. It was a mess. So I didn't get to be an RA for 2020 or 2021, but I was an RA for 2022, and I loved the whole process and the whole experience. Now seeing it from a different point of view, just saying, hey, that was me 3 years ago, and this is me now. I have grown a lot. So that's my favorite experience or favorite memory is just Summer Bridge, because I met so many people. I met my best friends there. We don't lose touch, and if we do, because life gets busy as a student, we come back and we support each other, and we try to stay close. So yeah, it will be Summer Bridge.
Yeah, my favorite memory was actually the last day of Transfer Bridge, besides being over, but it was amazing program. I actually did a testimony because we had a EOP transfer bridge ceremony at the last day, so I had the opportunity to share my story and my experience, so that was an amazing time. So I appreciated that moment and getting to know everyone's stories. That I always love hearing everyone's experiences and how I can put their story into my life, or how I can, if that makes sense, if I can portray that into my life, how they were as a college student. And I appreciated my advisor. She helped me a lot through this transition. I had a rocky start, especially transferring, but now I'm getting used to it, so it's been very good. So that was my favorite memory at the transfer ceremony.
Daisy, what was yours?
Oh, my favorite EOP memory is Summer Bridge too, but it has to be the talent show. And it's because my boyfriend and I, we did Summer Bridge, but we didn't meet each other until our 4th year. So he went up on stage and he ate hot Cheetos on the mic. So for years I knew him as the kid who ate hot Cheetos at the talent show in Summer Bridge. And then now I'm dating him. But it for a year. It was just a funny that reminded me. I was like, oh my god, it's a talent show. But yeah.
Now you're sharing hot Cheetos with them.
Yeah.
I want to share mine.
Yeah, go ahead.
And of course, it's going to be what? Summer Bridge, yes.
Mm-hmm.
But I think one of my favorite memories is actually, so I've held positions like David. I was a Summer Bridger, started as a Summer Bridger, then served as a Summer Bridge RA. And then I also served as a peer mentor and then as a professional down the road, right? But I think definitely is that personal and professional development of really having that aha moment during my peer mentoring training that I realized, oh my gosh, higher education is where I belong. So it's that training, but it truly was the EOP. It's the EOP factor. We are here to provide a really holistic approach to you all and developing students. So that's really one of my favorite memories.
Yeah, that's a great memory. Okay, so lastly, are there any final tips for applicants as they go through this application process?
As I mentioned before, it's just don't be afraid to apply to anything that could be beneficial. Just take every opportunity, every single chance that anybody can provide you. The worst that can happen is you not getting in, but the best that can happen is you getting a bunch of opportunities opening out for you. So that's my best tip as, now a student, just be open to apply to anything. It also includes scholarships, includes internships, includes research. Once you're a student, just have an open mindset. That will be my tip.
Yeah, I agree with David. Yeah, my tip is just, it's not really hard. It's not like the hardest questions they're gonna tell you. Just something simple and you could just answer it straightforward. Nothing too extra. So yeah.
My tip is going to be to apply on time. And the deadlines are there for a reason. And unfortunately, here in EOP admissions, we have to have a lot of tough conversations with students that unfortunately they missed the deadline. They did not complete the entire application. So let me say it one more time for the people in the back. And now we're all up in the front. You're all good students. So again, the EOP application you're going to find it in the Cal State Apply application. That's where it will be. It all begins there. And please, we hope that through this information, session that we've had today, that you've really got a better picture of who we are here in EOP at Cal Poly Pomona, but what EOP is in general. And that you say yes to that question and that you begin your application and provide us with your information. The deadline to apply, technically speaking, is November 30th. However, I always tell students Halloween, and I know that's just around the corner, but submit your application sooner rather than later. The Thanksgiving weekend or week is hectic when I know students have a little bit more time because they have the week off of school or what have you, but that's really where the internet waves get clogged down and the system has been known to get bogged down. And so, of course, your teachers or professors are out enjoying holiday and you may not find the help that you need. So start the application now. And I think David mentioned it earlier, is if you have a question, pause and ask. That's the other nice thing about the application, is that you can fill it out, start it, and then save your work and then come back to it. But November 30th is the deadline. So please submit your entire application, including your EOP application. The deadline for the letters of recommendation are January 31st of 2023. So you do have, your recommenders have a little bit of time. We extend that opportunity for them to provide us with the information. Again, it's all online, but what did I say earlier? It is the student's responsibility to make sure that those recommendations are coming in, because for Pomona, we need 2. Other campuses, some of our other sister campuses, require 1. And again, but the recommendations is still requirement. And of course, your financial aid application. That's the third aspect of this process, is your financial aid application or your California Dream Act application. So keep those dates in mind. And that is how we're going to get to see your application and get to know who you are, and hopefully extend an invitation to be a part of our amazing program here at Cal Poly Pomona.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. That's it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed getting the scoop on EOP, and I hope that you check yes when you get asked by the Cal State application if you want to be a part of this amazing program. I know it really changed my whole college experience, and if I Like, I totally related to the students in this episode. Like, if I would not have been on part of EOP, I would have been so lost coming into college. And I came in like feeling like I was like at home thanks to EOP. Subscribe to our channel to never miss a scoop and follow our Instagram at cpp.broncoscoop. If you have any questions or want me to talk about anything CPP related, email us at caminos@cpp.edu. Bronco Scoop is supported by Cal Poly Pomona's Office of Student Success, Equity, and Innovation, and with funding from the Department of Education Hispanic Serving Institute grant, Project Caminos. Tune in for more.